Good evening, I'm Jeff Hastings. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, the Premier and the Prime Minister discuss projects of national interest. Traffic enforcement cameras are back at a small-town intersection. And long lineups for merch ahead of 2 concerts by a country superstar.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Premier Danielle Smith is praising the first list of fast-track projects set out by the federal government despite no oil pipeline on the list. After meeting with Prime Minister Mark Carney, she says Alberta is on his radar. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
I would say that my meeting with the Prime Minister was about as encouraging as any meeting I've had with the federal government in a long time.
Even though there's no Alberta pipeline and Prime Minister Mark Carney's first list of approved federal projects, Premier Danielle Smith says progress is being made.
I've got a couple of areas where we might have a little bit of a different perspective that we're working through. We're both very committed, I think, to coming to a common understanding.
We've made a lot of progress on a number of issues.
The Prime Minister met with Smith while his Liberal caucus is in Edmonton. Carney announced today 5 projects in the national interest that his government will fast-track. None are in Alberta. Carney says the Pathways carbon capture project is being eyed for a future phase, with no current private proposal for an oil pipeline.
We're focusing on what we can control, which is the regulatory authorities, the financing, the other aspects of the Pathways project, which is a necessary condition to unlock those pipelines.
Both Carney and Smith spoke of how provincial and federal unity could also help with that. Smith also wants the removal of bad laws she says impact Alberta investment, as well as acknowledgement of her wish list.
Do you still believe that that they will be met?
Before the end of the year, I do.
I think it's wise for Danielle Smith to work both to advocate for Alberta's interests, but also to work collaboratively. Ultimately, that will be the key to getting some of the things that she's demanding accomplished.
Political scientist Laurie Williams says Smith has to balance the province's economic interests with the dissatisfaction some have with the federal government.
Somehow or another, Danielle Smith needs to satisfy people who disagree about what they want and find some kind of common ground.
Well, I'm going to continue to work through to get our issues addressed. Hopefully well before the end of the year, hopefully in time for that next tranche of announcements at the Grey Cup. But I would just encourage Albertans to not lose faith in the process.
Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
RCMP have arrested a 14-year-old boy in relation to a weapons report at a Sherwood Park High School. RCMP say just before 2 this afternoon, police were called about a teen with what was believed to be a handgun at Archbishop Jordan High School. An RCMP spokesperson says officers quickly found and arrested the teen. He says it appears the teen was showing the gun to other students, but no threats were made. While the investigation is in the early stages, he says officers don't believe it was a working firearm and no one was injured.
Ultimately, it just shows you how serious these are. Certainly, the school is not an appropriate place to be showing a real firearm or an imitation thereof. It has no place in a school, and it's easy to understand how those things can be misinterpreted and result in a very intense police response.
He says regardless of whether the gun is real or not, police may still lay charges. Edmonton police are looking for additional victims after charging a former Uber driver with sexual assault. Police arrested and charged 32-year-old Gurvinder Panu late last month. Police say in June of last year, a woman was picked up by a dark gray 2023 Nissan Rogue. She had ordered the ride through Uber. Police say during the trip, the driver stopped the car and sexually assaulted her. Investigators believe there may be more victims that are asking anyone with a similar experience to come forward. A Calgary man is facing accusations of tunneling into the apartment unit above his. Police were called out to reports of a break-and-enter last week. A woman told officers when she came home after a trip she found a large hole in the floor, among other things. She told police she was having issues with her downstairs neighbor. Investigators believe the person living below the woman tunneled from his suite into hers through an open space behind a fireplace. A 46-year-old man has been charged with breaking and entering. Alberta's Court of Appeal is reviewing the case involving 2 men serving time for their roles in the Coutts border blockade. Anthony Olenek and Chris Carbert were each sentenced to 6.5 years for mischief and weapons possession. Wallen was also convicted of possessing a pipe bomb. The jury found them not guilty of conspiring to kill RCMP officers. The men want the appeal court to overturn their convictions or reduce their sentence. Speed on green cameras are being reactivated at a Camrose intersection. The city was given an exemption to provincial rules banning automated traffic enforcement in most areas. Nicole Weisberg tells us why and whether other cities, such as Edmonton, could follow suit.
A lot of traffic goes through here.
The busiest intersection in Camrose will soon see a return to once was.
The intersection safety device is going to be re-implemented.
More commonly known as speed on green cameras will be back in action here next month after being prohibited by the province in April.
This is a historic day for Alberta drivers as we turn up the heat, we fire up the grill, and say goodbye to the photo radar cash cow.
Last December, the province said photo radar in Alberta would be reduced by 70%, limited to school, playground, and construction zones. Speed on green cams were eliminated altogether.
Photo radar penalizes hardworking Albertans without improving the safety of our roads.
Although enforcement stopped, the cameras stayed here the entire time, gathering data that officials say proves speeding increased when drivers knew they wouldn't be ticketed.
The switch has always been on. We just don't process any violations. We have statistical information and data that shows that since the cameras have been turned off, speeds have increased.
He says after the cameras were installed in 2020, crashes went down by 27%. This year, he says, the collision rate at the intersection is on pace to experience a 133% increase. These statistics were included in a business case presented to the province to bring automated enforcement back.
I just hope it works. It's nice that we've had the inroads to reinstitute it, and it's just trying to make everybody safe. That's all we're trying to do. We're not trying to make a cash cow out of it.
Calgary Police also announced this week 3 intersections in that city will see a return to automated enforcement. Here in Edmonton, the city says it is developing business cases to bring it back to high-risk intersections with established safety concerns. It would not say which intersections those are or when the business cases will be submitted.
I don't see any reason in the world why they would do away with it.
For this lifelong Camrosian, the decision here is the right one.
Well, I happen to know one person that got killed at that corner.
One death too many as this city looks to eliminate fatalities altogether. Reporting from Camrose, Nicole Weisberg, CTV News.
The mayor and Edmonton Fire Rescue Services are marking 9/11 by honoring its fallen members.
I want to take a moment to thank everyone for coming to pay their respects.
The annual service was held this morning at the Firefighters Memorial Plaza on 83rd Ave. On September 11th, 2001, 343 firefighters died as a result of hijackers flying 2 planes into the Twin Towers. Edmonton's fire chief says it's a day to reflect on the dangers of the job.
It's so important that we take time in our year and on such a day of significance for the fire service. People give so much and ultimately some have given their lives. So the least we can do is spend some time just to remember and honour.
Today's memorial honored 23 Edmonton Fire Rescue Services members who died in the last year. One retired member was recognized as a line-of-duty death due to occupational death. The province is spending $8 million to encourage businesses to hire younger Albertans. The new Alberta Youth Employment Incentive will be available to businesses hiring Albertans between the ages of 15 and 24. Businesses can receive a payment of either $4,000 or $7,500 depending on how many people they hire. The province says younger people are struggling to find jobs all across Canada. Alberta's rapid population growth is making the job market especially difficult.
These youth represent Alberta's future workforce, and it's essential that they find employment to gain confidence, build valuable experience in their early careers, and get their first start.
Nonprofit youth employment organization Careers will manage the new program. Businesses can apply starting in October. A new girls-only mechanics class at a Sherwood Park High School is proving popular. Students at Bev Facey High School say it's giving them a supportive environment to learn about cars. As Nariman Issa reports, the class was created in response to high demand.
And the level is 36, 34. Do you want to write that down? Julia Werstick is looking forward to this automotive course in her last year of high school.
My old school didn't offer any mechanics program, so I actually switched this year just for the mechanics program.
This is an all-girls mechanics class at Bev Facey High School in Sherwood Park.
I used to take construction, that sometimes boys can be judgmental if you don't know the stuff right away, and that's really discouraging and makes I didn't want to try as much in construction because I just felt like judged and stuff like that. So I really appreciated this. All the girls have been so wonderful and kind.
This is the first year for the program. Automotives teacher Stephen Milton came up with the idea, saying the need was there.
But there's been 1, 2, 3 girls in the class, and they've been telling me that a lot of other girls want to take the course, but they don't necessarily feel comfortable coming into an area that's male-dominated.
3 dozen girls signed up for the course.
Change a tire, change a flat tire, or knowing what's happening on your vehicle. We all own a vehicle. That little bit of knowledge goes a really long ways.
Alexis Craig enrolled in the class, having spent many years growing up in her father's automotive shop.
Mechanics is awesome, and I feel like it's a great thing just to have, in your toolbox for when, you get your first vehicle and you're driving down the road, and you should have that basic knowledge. Everybody should.
For Werstick, this could be the inspiration to open up a women's-only shop.
It's easy to get taken advantage of as a woman going into the car shop. People might tell you things that you don't actually need and charge you extra.
The goal is to keep this program running every year, putting these girls in the driver's seat when it comes to their car maintenance. Nair Misa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Oilers rookies hit the ice this morning at Rogers Place. It's the first time the rookies are on the ice after yesterday's fitness and medical testing. Edmonton's rookie roster consists of 25 players, 14 forwards, 7 defensemen, and 4 goalies. Attendees include forward Isaac Howard, who was acquired in a trade with the Tampa Bay Lightning in July. Edmonton native Matthew Savoy is back for his second Oilers rookie camp.
I'm really motivated this year to be a full-time player and to be a contributor night in, night out. So, I think I had a really big summer, and I'm looking to, have a really big training camp here.
I'm just happy to get going. It just feels good to be here around the rink, start finding my way. And then, we got a game tomorrow, and, it comes up quick, but it's exciting.
The rookies will host the Calgary Flames Friday at Rogers Place. Tickets are available for $20 with puck drop scheduled for 7 o'clock. Josh, signs of fall. Hockey's back, signs of winter, but it's very much summer out there.
High 20s today. We'll be close to 30 for daytime highs the next couple of days as well, and we'll take a run at a few more record highs. I don't think we got there today. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll have the official daytime high. It looks like 28 is probably going to end up as the daytime high for today. Sunny at 27 as of 4 p.m. That's the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. 25 to the south in Red Deer, 25s as well in Lloydminster, and in the mid to upper 20s across the northwest through the day today. You can see pretty clear skies for most of the province. A little bit of cloud cover in northwestern Alberta. You get the jet stream running through that area. There's a nice big ridge that's sitting on top of us in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that'll be there for the next couple of days. Kind of breaks down a little bit Monday, so you get a chance of some scattered showers Monday, but may actually rebuild Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm keeping us in the low 20s, but there's a chance middle of next week we might be back into the mid to upper 20s. In the shorter term, tomorrow, sunny with a few clouds. Ignore these little splotches of green. You might see a couple scattered showers or thunderstorms in the southern foothills. And then for Saturday, some increased cloud cover across northern parts of the province. You can see the jet stream starting to slump off to the southeast. That's the ridge sliding back off to the southeast. We're still on the warm side here in Edmonton. We'll still see a good amount of sunshine Saturday, but on Sunday, there will be a little bit of cloud cover that starts to make its way in. And temperatures maybe a degree or two cooler Sunday compared to Saturday. I have both at 28 right now, but it might only be about 27 on Sunday. There's tomorrow. You can see the heat in that dark red zone right across the province. There's Sunday and Monday. So there's a little bit of a cool down that looks like it'll come in early next week. We'll see how long it lasts. 9 degrees in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, about 10 in Grand Prairie. Should be in that 10-degree range as well from Edmonton south to Red Deer. Close to 30 in Fort McMurray with some sunshine. 27's Grand Prairie Peace River. You will see a bit of cloud cover, though, across the northwest. 22 for Lloydminster, but 26 or 27 into Red Deer and about 27 as well in Jasper tomorrow afternoon. Here in the city, we'll see temperatures still close to 20 at 9 o'clock tonight. Light wind overnight and through the day tomorrow. We'll start tomorrow at 11 degrees, get up to 29 under mainly sunny skies tomorrow afternoon. Midnight tomorrow, that's midnight Friday. The bonus prize deadline, it's the Oilers and $75,000 cash bonus prize in the Mighty Millions lottery. You could win 2 lower bowl season seats and $75,000. Just go to mightymillionslottery.com. Here's your 10-day forecast. 29 in the forecast for tomorrow. The record is 30, set in 2013. The record highs for Saturday, Sunday, both from 1923. 29 is the record for Saturday. 28 is the record on Sunday. We'll be close for the next 3 days. Then Monday, well, we're back into the low 20s with that 40% chance of scattered showers. And at this point, it looks like probably low 20s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, although if that ridge does build back in, we could be a couple of degrees warmer than that for the middle of the next week. Long-range forecast, definitely by the time we get here to the 20th, 21st of September, we're probably back closer to average with highs somewhere in the 18 to 21 degree range. In the short term, though, look at the heat sticking around right through Friday and the weekend.
Thank you, Josh. A country music superstar is coming to Edmonton this weekend, and fans have an early chance to buy merch before the concerts. Hundreds of people lined up for merch tents that popped up outside Commonwealth Stadium this afternoon. Morgan Wallen is playing 2 shows of his I'm the Problem tour at Commonwealth Friday and Saturday nights. Edmonton and Toronto are the only Canadian cities on the tour. Visitors to the Valley Zoo may have noticed some particularly rare species on display. The zoo is currently featuring a mythical creatures collection of climbable statues. The zoo says, as with all of its residents, it's keeping the new creatures in their natural habitats according to folklore. That means you'll find ogres hidden in forests and mermaids by the pond. The zoo says the ground's slated for redevelopment to have fewer animal exhibits, so it was looking for other ways to entertain visitors.
Kids love to climb, so this gives them something at the zoo they can climb. And to be honest, it's not just kids, though. We've had a lot of parents and grandparents even climb them as well.
Statues will be at the zoo until November. That is our show. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us. Have a great evening.